Yeesh.
All right. We are approaching the end, gentlemen. Session
D&D?
29 recap. Last we met, the gang continued their 3-day trip towards Patouk, helping to guide the caravan and its inhabitants along the northern shoreline, to unite the army into a single fighting force to assault Fort Yad. During the first night, Laxmope had suddenly zoned in with the gang and was talking to the noble twins about the weaponry they had acquired from their family temple. Later that night, Iados and Spot showed the gang the plans Spot had drawn up to the size and scale of Fort Yad, as well as their potential entry points. Iados had then spoken privately with Spot to task him with the imperative mission of gathering current intel on Fort Yad and their maneuvers. The second day's travel went well, while the knight encountered hungry beasts that were looking for an easy meal, which they did not find. The third day's travel continued undisturbed, and as night fell, Spot made his saddened goodbyes to his friends as he and the Blackthorns left for recon work on Fort Yad. I almost said reckon. As they left for recon work at Fort Yad. Keeping communication with Laxmope, he reported back that there was a new gap between the walls of Fort Yad and the closest tree line around the midnight hour. This session begins. So you guys can kind of. I know, John, you kind of wanted to keep tabs on Spot. Did he,
Yep.
or would he stay up through the night for that, or would he wait till morning to message back?
Uh, I think I was going to go talk to Yados about the development in the forest
Mm.
and then relay any information back to Spot and then message him again in the morning.
Okay. Okay. So, we will pick up on the morning of the next day of that third day, because it was the second night. Whatever day it is. We pick up on the morning of the last day of travel you will need. I'm sorry if you can hear my cat.
Meow.
And on this particular, uh, Laxmope will have talked with Iados and kind of relayed the plans, and Iados doesn't really like get into it with you or anything, or like go over like the current strategy. It's kind of like thanks for the update kind of thing. It's very very quick, and then he seems like he's getting a little antsy to get to Patouk. So this session will begin that next morning with Patouk in your sights and a hungry army ready for a fight. So morning will come amongst the caravan, and it's one of those mornings where you guys are kind of like, even though you're up early, you're among like the last to wake up. It seems like the caravan is already like ready to get things going. People along the back lines are like already in their seats. Like you can kind of see Patouk on the horizon because they're up on that cliffside, and they're like waiting for the orders. Like, all right, let's get to Patouk. Today's the day we get there. As well as Iados. Iados seems to be in good spirits as he walks the camp and makes sure everyone's in line, everybody's packed up, and if anybody's kind of lollygagging, i.e., you guys, kind of getting you up and getting you ready to move. So, Laxmope, if you wanted to message Spot, you don't have to.
Yeah, I would say if I can message him while we're traveling, so I'm not gonna probably do that first thing, but as we like get on the horses and get moving, then I'd message Spot.
Okay. Did goddamn Adrian, Kylian, Kylian, anything you wanted to do in the morning?
No, not particularly.
Jakob,
Yeah. What's my name?
Jakob.
Your name is Jakob, and I will call you Jakob.
That's right. It's a good
Jacobson.
German name. Does Rikzu want to do anything in the morning?
Well, he gets up and he, spits into his hand and runs it through his hair, and he's ready to go.
We're literally by a source of water right now. I don't know why you had to spit in your hand, but alrighty.
Oh, sorry.
Because we're traveling along the coastline, right? So like, it's not like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure I had the right picture in my head of what just happened.
Yep.
I go to the shore and I splash Laxmope with water.
It's too far. You'd have to like run over and then.
Yeah, I have a
wash
cup
off
of
water.
water.
Okay, so Rikzu has like a little mug, and he comes over with this big goofy smile to Laxmope.
All right, let's get going.
Thank you, I guess. Just like salt water in the eyes, like
It's cold too, and he got
right.
he got like the mossy water, so it's like.
Oh
nasty.
no.
Ugh.
Keelan, anything you
Oh,
would do
you
in the
know,
morning?
I'm making eggs. Making some real good eggs.
We'll say
There's
Keelan had
one.
eggs made, so you're not
Oh,
holding up the entire caravan while you cook up some sunny side up.
I can make them quick.
No, the
Won't take
eggs
you
were
long.
cold, so he prestidigitated them.
That's all right. And then I made them taste real good.
I forget, did you first have to roll at the beginning of the campaign about how good you could make eggs? Or was it just like throughout the whole entire campaign? Because listening back to sessions, I don't remember if you had to like roll a check or anything.
It's prestidigitation, so it's just I can chill, warm, or flavor 1 cubic foot of non-living material. So,
A cubic foot of eggs.
yep, a cubic foot of non-living material for 1 hour. That's part of
ostrich
the
egg. Yeah.
prestidigitation.
Jeez.
Well, because that's why we had the bucket. I had that nice shiny bucket.
Yeah,
No, I believe you
did
had a-
fireworks for fucking
Right.
money.
Right. I believe you were trying to earn like street
I was-
money by
I was juggling.
performing. Right.
Juggling. It was great.
God.
Yeah.
That prestidigitation came in handy.
For like 5 minutes. And then that's
I
when
made
you guys
5
went to
silver,
Metro.
thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. So
5 more silver than everyone else.
Iados kind of comes over and is like, Keylen, we have to go. We're holding
Try
up
these
the
eggs.
caravan.
I shoved some eggs in his mouth.
And he's like, okay, fine, that's delicious. Can we go? We need to
Yeah,
get
I'm
this
ready.
caravan moving. Patuk is in our sights, and he has a smoothie queen smoothie.
What do you got there?
We need to go.
Where did you
He,
get
like,
that?
He like gets it to you. He's like, try this. It's called a smoothie. Tastes like bananas and strawberries.
I make it taste like chocolate.
Okay. All right, let's go. Let's go get to Patuk. So, as soon as like Iados gives the order, you hear a raucous cheering from the entire line, from front to back. Everybody kicking it into gear to get to Patuk.
Could have woken us up if you wanted to move.
I think he did wake us up.
So, as you guys are finishing the multiple day travel towards Patuk, you guys get going and on whatever carts you want to be on. Laxmope, now would be the time.
Oh boy. Gonna sending to spot. Let's see. I think that's just a second level. No, third. Sorry. Yep, sending's third level. Hey, Spot. How are things going? I'm doing syllables. Oh my gosh, not even words.
Hey,
Oh, you got
Spot,
more
how
then.
are things going?
Yeah, I had like 9 on my. And I was just like, wait a second, those aren't all words. Hope you were able to make it into the city. Any updates?
7 more if you want them.
Okay.
As much as you. So the prior night, when you had message Spot, it was a pretty like rapid response. Like he was pretty quick to like get the message back out. And
Right.
this morning, like nothing.
Oh shit. Okay. Hey guys and Yadas. I think I'd like kind of gather everybody up. Uh,
What's up?
so I messaged Spot last night to see how things were going. And he said that they shaved down a lot of the trees in between the city and the edge of the forest. So now there's a greater opening of us maybe being visible. And this morning I sent a message to Spot, and there has been no answer. Uh, I don't know what that means. So either he's on a different plane of existence, which I don't think is probably Spot's forte in magic, but I'm assuming there's some sort of magic protection, or he's been killed, or I don't know.
Because
Is he
Spot was
taking a
going to
nap?
Fort Yod, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
they were scoping it out.
Right.
Actual like logistics kind of question. Like, is there a time that they have to respond through message, or is like if you send a message to somebody, it's like indefinite? Like, oh, I can just message back whenever. Is there like a specific time that like
Yeah.
that they have to respond within?
Could he be taking a nap?
Uh, can answer in a like manner immediate. So they have to answer almost immediately if
Okay.
they want to communicate.
Or
So you got no answers from Spot this morning.
No, but I could try the other people that went with him. It was Gunter or Gunther? I can't remember. It's been long
Yeah,
for
Oh,
same
John.
name. Same name.
Oh, Gunther.
And
Gunther was the father. York
Right.
was his son. The three
York.
orc, and then the three orc brothers who you guys went
Right.
fishing with and stuff.
oh yeah,
I mean, yeah, Yadis, should I try another member? I feel like I I mean, it's gonna be a crapshoot to see if they left anybody outside of the wall.
So you'll you'll catch Iaros's attention. The same thing he's been doing the past few days, where he is like front to back of this caravan, making sure everybody's like revved up.
Right.
When he makes his way front and you update him, he didn't respond.
No.
And he like hears like a crash in the background, and he's like, and he's like backing away. Try the others, and he like goes to help the cart in the back. Who you guys look back, and now you can see like ghost traffic happening, except now it would be actual traffic, where the whole thing just kind of stops, and then like they immediately start rerouting around one of the carts. And you can see a bunch of people hop off, and Laxmope, you would recognize like mending going on back there.
Right.
So it is you guys back in the front again.
Well, you could try Fang, Gel, or Hank. One of your
Right. I can
brothers.
send 2 more messages out for today, and then I'm all tapped out.
I mean, I would almost say if you wanted to try it this way, like, try Spot one more time and be like, hey, cough once if you can speak and cough twice if you can't.
Well,
Or,
it's not even a speaking thing, it's just a thought.
oh, it's
like
all
a
mental?
telepathy.
Ah, magic. Hey, that's some cool shit there.
Right.
How
then-
would we expect Spot to get back to us today if he was coming from Fort Yard?
Tonight, I believe he was supposed to be back because then we're leaving soon, like tomorrow at the earliest.
Maybe space out the rest of your telepathy slots
Okay.
to,
Yeah, because
And
he
maybe-
should have...
try somebody else next.
I would try Gunter next. Well, he should have responded right away, and if he didn't,
Right.
then there's either something wrong or he didn't get the message for whatever reason.
Right. So I mean,
Try
I would much
someone
rather
new.
burn all the spell slots right now and take a nap in the carriage for the rest of the ride home than
Oh, that
space it
works.
out and have no answers.
Yeah, do that.
Yep.
All
Yeah.
right, I'm gonna message Fang and Gunter. I imagine they'd probably be in different groups, and Laxmope and John's head canon. Um, of just saying like, hey, reached out to Spot, didn't receive an answer back. Are you guys okay?
Is it the same message to both of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Fang, who you were always pretty. It was you and Lok'Tar. I think you
Lok'Tar.
guys were pretty. You guys were their fishing mates. Nothing from him. Pretty much, and then you get. It's not garbled because that doesn't make sense, but you do hear back from Gunter. It's this wild, erratic, like severely panicked response. Like, Torm, help me, Laxmope. I have to keep track of my words here.
Right.
I made a huge mistake. I thought I could have helped save him if only I had acted faster, and I... That's it.
Well, hey guys, no answer from Fang. Did get an answer from I think at this point I'd pull like everybody off to the side away from like the big group of people of like, oh, we didn't get a message back from Spot. That's weird. And this is like, oh no, this is a more direct answer to what happened.
You get some weird looks from the like the caravan. Everybody's looking at you like town's that way, like train's leaving. You know, not that you don't have like a mile of extra carts to hop on, but
Right. And then this point, I would definitely involve Yados and Gumtree, like any of the like the top people that I think should know about this. Of like, hey, so got a message back from Gunter. He messed something up, made a big mistake, and I haven't received any messages back from Fang or Spot. And I'm assuming we should expect the worst. But I can't ask any more questions right now, unless Joe, if I'm able to burn a fourth level spell slot to do sending.
You should be able to.
yeah.
Okay, sending's just one of the spells that it's only third level. Like you can't upcast it to like involve more people.
Right. Yeah. I've always felt like it's like a bigger sacrifice for you to use that on, like, you get no benefit from it. So it's like, why wouldn't you be able to do that?
That was my thought on it as well.
Yeah. So yeah, is when you so you guys pull each other aside. It's a little while before Iados kind of gets the caravan moving back in step, and everybody's got the same pace going again. And you eventually catch him. He's like looking as noble as he possibly can, like on one of the middle section carts before you lock eyes with him, and then he hops down to talk to you. And so would Laxmope? What?
I thought you were pissing for a second.
Can't do his bug. Ugh.
It's sterile and I like the taste.
It's sterile for me to drink my own urine.
No.
Sorry.
So, John, while Laxmope would be like waiting for Yados or Gumtree, whoever, to sort of catch up, would he cast the spell? Would he sending again like in that time frame, or would he wait for Yados and then send it?
No, I would send it like as people are gathering, just to see if I can get any more information to Gunter of like, Gunter, I need you to calm down and tell me exactly what happened. I didn't get a message from Fang or Spot.
Is that 25?
That's 22.
Okay, yeah, right. Okay. And it's the same severely panicked energy you get from him. It was all my fault, and they're about to kill. That's it.
Cool.
Do we need to make haste?
No, it's too late for already what's going to happen. Gunter just cut out. He wasn't even able to finish his thought. So I don't know if he stopped his thought or somebody else did, but it
You
sounds
don't.
like
We
Fang and
shouldn't. I was gonna say we shouldn't just make a beeline right for him and try and save him.
you want to go to Fort Yod, where there's an army being amassed with us five, and go
Dude,
save people. I
guess that'd be a little hard to do discreetly.
right. I mean, if that's what we
If,
decide to do,
if they aren't already dead now, then they'll probably not be dead in like a day when we get there.
right. I
That's
mean,
true.
there is a giant bone dragon that eats people. Uh,
Uh,
so I don't exactly know what happened, but
we're running out of time.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, the likelihood that we also get ambushed before we get to Patuk, I feel like is higher now than I would have believed yesterday. So maybe just putting on a brave face and getting to Patuk as fast as we can might be the smartest thing possible. So,
And so
uh,
then our main plan for the assault, as it currently stands, is send the army there, and we're just gonna plow through after they make a hole for us, or are we gonna try and like sneak around while all the enemy defenses are distracted? I was
uh,
assuming the distraction.
Yeah.
The army was gonna distract their major forces while we could sneak around, and granted
or
we're gonna
we
get some resistance, but
right, or we flying V and use the army as a defensive spear to enter into the city, and we kind of make our way through it. But either way, it's not looking great now. So let's get to Patuk as fast as we can. I'll share the news with Yados. You guys try to get these guys moving a little bit faster and keep your eyes peeled.
sounds good.
Alrighty.
Okay, so for those of you who are moving forward, are you walking, getting on another cart? What are you doing?
I'll hop on another cart.
Or staying with
Yeah, hopping up on a cart.
Hop on the carts.
I'll go to the back and try to like, help with the broken down cart or whatever happened back there. Try to get the like whole train moving, as fast as possible.
Yeah, so by the time you guys are done conversing about kind of what's happening and what your current plan is, the line of the caravan has realigned itself, and Iados is kind of bringing up the middle a little bit, kind of picking up the pace to get them caught up with the front again. And he's like standing on one of the front ones, like doing a Captain Morgan kind of deal. So if Rikzu and Laxmope then are kind of hanging back, he'll see you guys and he'll like just like he'll quick misty step down to you and be like, and he'll like bring you in a little bit. What's the news?
Well,
Like he doesn't have discernible pupils or anything, but dead eyeing you, Laxmope.
Fang and Spot never responded. Gunter did. Apparently, he made a grave mistake that wound up getting all of them killed, maybe. But I'm running out of spell slots, and it's looking more likely that the Yods got their shit together. So maybe we try to get to Patuk as fast as we can. And like, yeah, I would just give him a lowdown on like, Gunter being like panicked and crazed and stopping mid thought. But
So he like runs his hand like along his hair in the middle, and then kind of comes up to a horn and in like kind of twists one of his rings that he wears. All right. So we've got no recon. Did
no,
he say what his mistake was?
nope. I think, yeah, I don't know. I can't even imagine what the mistake could have been, but his thought stopped halfway through. So I'm not a magic expert, but I assume that can only mean one of two things. So
And Yaros has his back to the caravan while he talks to you. All right, and he like kind of looks over his shoulder. I need you to help me keep the team together. Do they know?
they know. I told them that we need to push the carriages as fast as we can to Patuk, but uh, I think Rikzu and I are holding up back here. The twins went up front, uh, and Keylen,
Kylian.
I'm not sure what what?
Kylian.
Adrian.
Killian?
Don't do
Adrian?
that. Don't do that.
They're
Uh,
completely different etymologies. How? How?
Because
They're exactly the
it's
same.
weird. Because I've
Because
been
they're
calling
voiced
you
by the
Hadrian
same actor.
in depth for
Anyone
months.
else? You don't do it
Who's
to
it
anyone
wrong?
else.
Fair, fair.
so yeah, I would just kind of give him an update on what the strategy and be like, the boys seem to be getting a little nervous about what Fort Yacht is going to hold up. So I hope that I don't know, we can figure something out. It's looking worse than it did 2 days ago.
So he like looks over his shoulder at the caravan and sees like where everybody is, and then leans into Laxmope and Rikzu. I need you boys to help me keep this team together. It's not going to be an easy fight by any measure. If they caught Spot, they will catch many of us, so
Yeah.
we don't want this to break out yet. We'll work it into the pep rallies. We'll work it in. For now, keep a brave face. We are going to win this. We're going to make sure the yard's full. And then he like turns back towards the caravan, and now he puffs out his chest a little bit, and he's got his Iato smile on. Tomorrow is a new day, and it's one ripe for victory. Let's get to Patuk.
Yeah. I think Laxmope just starts going around to all the carriages and asking if everyone's okay in the back or if they need anything and then we'll hop up into a carriage and probably just breathe because in terms of spell abilities he's pretty tapped out for a little bit.
Right. So yeah, as far as current morale, most people are in really good spirits. It seems like all of the groundwork that Iaros kind of laid in Krolik while you guys were out in Sobaka, it's
Sobaka.
that's what everybody's kind of leaning on right now. It's they're very, as well as you guys, there's definite I don't want to say an air of respect, but you can tell the way when you guys walk by or when you engage with them one-on-one or even just kind of in general what Laxmope was doing, they lock eyes with you guys and they pay attention, and it's very affirmative, I'm doing fine, thank you, is there anything you need? And it's you can tell that they're really looking up to you guys. including Larawen, who's in the back. Anything else for the trip that you guys wanted to do?
Let's get to Patuk.
I am
Yeah.
not peeing. This is water. Jake.
Perfectly timed.
Yeah.
Joe just has a bucket underneath him that he pees in. He doesn't leave to go to the bathroom.
It's a small bucket.
It fills up very quickly. It'd be more efficient if he just went to the bathroom.
I love that you have this giant, like, Viking drinking mug and you don't drink alcohol.
Well, I use this because it's open top, and I hate leaving things open around my computer, so it makes me drink my water.
Makes sense.
Another!
Because I don't drink
Mid
enough.
panic attacks every time you look around your table.
I've spilled more things on my valuable electronics than I care to admit. Never the mug though. Lots of wood to knock on. Anyway,
Ryan, are you in a new house?
Say what?
Are you in a new house?
Yeah, you missed the tour.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
I'm still working technically.
After the stream's turned off, I can do another tour quick.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's awesome.
okay. So Laxmope kind of hangs around, maybe more towards the back of the caravan, and finds a nice open spot where it's a lot less crowded. Most people definitely tend towards the front. A lot of people want to get there, and everybody knows they have a job to do, whether it's like distribution or handing things out or just transporting themselves. Everybody's got a job to do, and they all know their job. And so more towards the back is like the lower tier important stuff, I would say, like raw materials versus like finished weapons, that kind of stuff. So Laxmope finds a nice spot among a potato sack carriage, and just kind of like fuck. Takes a minute. Laxmope, before you even know it, hours have gone by. The rest of you kind of feel the duration, the remaining duration, like it's sort of like you're on your way to vacation and you're in the same state as your vacation spot, but you're still like 5 hours away, so it's close, but it's really far. And you can definitely feel like everybody's kind of like getting antsy. They're getting antsy to get to Patuk. And you can see the walls that you guys left behind where you like raided the prison. You guys can see, even from like this distance, because Patuk is higher up, you can see crowds have already like amassed outside waiting for the caravan. And Pilraiden pretty quick, like he does one more check, like back to front. He like sees Laxmope and he does one of these like, you okay?
I don't think Laxmope's like cognitively in a great place. Like knowing that Spot and like 3 powerful orcs of like powerful paladin and like a guy that fucked us up real good on a pirate ship is just like, this is gonna be tough, whatever lies ahead of us.
Yeah, and then I was just like, yeah, I get it. And then he sprints his fine ass back to the front. So he is up front with whoever else would want to be up front for this grand entrance. Which does Yados do anything else?
No.
So as you guys spend the next hours waiting, you can Patuk is getting closer. Patuk is getting closer. You can see the crowds. You can see the ocean, and then you can hear the crowds. They're cheering as far as you guys could possibly hear them cheering. You can. It's like the energy there and the energy where you are just like coming together for this grand electric shock of hype. And as soon as you guys roll in, the first thing you'd notice, I'd say, is the immediate like appearance of the populace. So you can recognize faces like here and there of some of the nobles that you interacted with while you were there, as well as ones you've kind of like passively seen, and many of them have traded in their fine silks and their fine material robes, and you can see there are like very elegant banners that now stream the walls of Patuk. The people here are more than happy to have their heroes return home and welcome you with a elaborate celebration. And you can, it's not even just the nobles. You see the nobles of Patuk, and then you see like the Zash. There are multiple groups of Zash here. You can see kobolds kind of like, many of them are like fighting the urge to just pick every single pocket they possibly can. The Goliaths stick out like you'd expect Goliaths to be. You see Dawn Collar like give a friendly wave and like kind of like flex some tattoos to you guys, because that's where you guys all got yours.
Did we all get tattoos?
I forgot I had a whole sleeve.
Yeah, Keylen has a sleeve.
Right.
Riynor, what did you?
I think I just have. Let me see. Hold on. I wrote it down. I don't remember where though.
I know Rikzu got the Mike Tyson.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
Don't forget about it, baby.
It was gonna be on the poster. And I just couldn't afford it.
Oh, oh yeah, I've got a tribal tattoo on my left shoulder.
You got shoulder stuff, okay. Very cool. As well as the centaurs and the bugbears aren't in strong numbers. You guys,
Hi Jake.
You guys remember the bugbear had like the T-Rex invasion that they kind of had to deal with, and that took out quite a few of them.
A lot.
It looks like they're forced there, and I think I already said the centaurs, but just if I didn't, they're also there. The carriages you guys are riding, as soon as they enter the city threshold, man, like clockwork, anybody who's like standing on carts is passing stuff off. They know who to pass it to, and the people who are receiving stuff book it to where they gotta go. So it's like clothes, food, weapons, all the good stuff that is being passed from the front carts being kind of disseminated into the city. And even some of the like lesser well constructed carts, those like while they're moving, people are like ripping the wood off of them, and then even those are disseminated, and it just, the whole motion just continues. The wood is separated from the carts that were a little rough for wear on the way over. And everybody's got a job and they know what to do. What do you guys want to do upon entering this city? So, those of you who are up front, you guys are like almost taken aback by this newfound celebrity that you have. Parents are like crouching down by their children and they're pointing at you guys, and the children are just like anime starry eyes, like, oh, that's them. Like some kids have like small Rikzu quarterstaffs. Some kids have little like wooden Riynor daggers, like Keylen bows, or Larawen greatsword, the Laxmope hammer, of course. Or, God, I said Keylen bow, didn't I?
Yeah,
Kylian's bow.
I think Keylen fireworks.
Keylen's spellbook. Yeah, and those I don't know what they were called. Those like little silicone jellyfish on a string that you just go like this. But it's like the reverse. They're supposed to be like fireworks for Keylen.
So cute.
Did Giannis just like tell everybody about us, or like what the hell's going on?
We
haven't done shit.
Idea. This is absolutely bizarre. I hate every moment of this.
Welcome to the noble life, my friend. I slap him on the back.
I'm just waving at everybody. I ask one of the little kids if he wants to come up on the wagon.
And he's like, really?
I sign his bow with my carving knife.
And if you guys have ever like met one of your celebrities for an autograph or anything, it's that same like, oh my god, I just met my hero, as they like walk away. Like told you the wrong name to sign on it and all that. My sister did that once.
That was my
Oh my
experience with
gosh.
Kobe.
I had like a collector's edition of The Walking Dead. Went to go meet John Bernthal, and I told her, I was like, just have him sign it, don't do any names. And he was like, what's your name, sweetheart? She was like, Sarah. He's like, is this going to you? And she was like, he's like,
Yeah.
Sarah, stay sweet. And she turned and looked at me and was like, oh crap. And I was like, it was like the metal tin case and everything. It's like, God, fucking. Anyway. And then my dad wanted him to sign something, so he printed off a terrible looking Walking Dead like promo shot. And John Bernthal, he played Shane in the series. He wasn't on it. So he drew a stick figure with like little bulges on the arms and then signed his name. That was funny.
Nice.
Anyway. So, are you guys... So the carriage line definitely comes to an end where it's like the drivers or whatever, they're telling you guys like, hey, get off, we gotta move this cart and these animals. If you're hanging around the carts. And looking back like towards the gate, you can see still like the carriages just go on for like a mile, and there's no shortage of people like who are just moving and hustling around you guys. Like if they bump into you, it's clearly accidental, and they're like two-handed huge crates and like, sorry, and then they zip. But it's the same energy for pretty much every single cart that comes in. So you guys are on the west side of the city. Also, an area you're familiar with. I'll say sort of between Dimitri's mansion and the jailhouse. So the jail has been completely renovated to sort of like the armory, and that's where they're keeping a lot of the valuable stuff for the fight, spell components, food, the real important stuff. And you guys are free to do what you want in the city. And for the sake of it, we'll say you're grouped together as the 5.
Be right back.
4.
Right. I definitely want to see where Gumtree is going to put up our house, the house where I have a room in, just so I know where I can hang out for the night. But besides that, I think it's kind of like just Laxmope walking through the city and remembering like the market where he met Splinter and freeing him from jail, and the tavern where we stayed in. Well, I guess we really didn't stay in a tavern in this town. I'm thinking of.
You did. It was the abandoned shield.
Right.
That's where you met like Kamenka and her name was Mechtild, the older halfling that ran the bar, as well as Primrose, who was sort of the mediator for a little bit before you guys almost got Kamenka up and murdered by the humble Dominion.
Right.
Yeah. If you guys can decide if you want to like wander with Laxmope for a bit or do your own thing. Go down the line. Kylian.
Oh no, I'm
sorry if you're working. Sorry.
no, you're fine. I'm almost done. But yeah, we're just chilling.
Okay.
I think I elbow Keylen and I'm like, I feel like you have a certain someone you'd like to go see.
Yes. What was the bar's name?
The abandoned.
The abandoned shield.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there.
Okay. Rikzu, Riynor.
I'll tag along with my brother.
Yeah, let's try to stick together.
Okay. So
Let's all go with Keylen to have a very romantic moment with perfect.
This cousin?
Oh, it's not a
Oh.
romantic moment. We're gonna tell him we're cousins.
Oh,
It's not gonna
wait.
be romantic.
That's
No. Time out. We're not cousins. She's not blood related. Potential. It's okay. Yeah, right.
I
It's
forgot
okay.
that you're
if
young.
Edgar Allan Poe can do it, so can you.
She's not blood related to the odds. Therefore, it's not incest.
So what is she?
I don't know.
I guess cousin-in-law?
It's kind of
Like
something
your half
we have to
cousin.
figure out.
Second cousin-in-law?
Are we dragging Gumtree along?
You guys look back, and Gumtree is not like a. He's not a small Fearbulk. He's pretty big, and you can see him kids are running all around him and stuff, and everybody is absolutely fascinated because he's got his garb on with covered in moss and such, and he's got pockets and pockets and pockets of all of his spell components, as well as some cooking stuff. You guys are familiar with his home base, which I know Laxmope is eagerly waiting to see pop up. And he just has this huge smile on his face.
Yes, I want to see this too.
People are just staring in wonder at this guy. What'd you say, Keylen?
I want to see him put his house up as well.
You get the sense he's not in any rush to put it up.
Well, I need to see it.
He's kind of basking in it, in the welcome. So Rikzu, Riynor, and Keylen are all going to the Maiden Shield. Laxmope, and you guys, to a degree, will stay together, but before Laxmope, if you go to like the wall where Splinter kind of took everybody on and flung Riynor up, you'll kind of separate after the market district. So it's everything you guys see is it's like the same outline, but different components that the town has now kind of morphed itself into. All of the high-end, luxurious homes that you saw, like the nobles swishing fine glasses of drinks in, are now just open boarding. Like the people who you thought wow, snooty much, dick. They're now welcoming the centaurs into their home, who are the centaurs are not the cleanest of the Zash tribes, but you'd think they'd known each other this entire time. They are welcomed, as well as the bugbear, the kobolds, and the Goliaths. You still do not see the tiefling. You have not really had a very positive vibe with them since the meeting that was supposed to take place just before you guys met with Dimitri. And then the marketplace is where you can see this is sort of the heart of the operation, where all of the materials you saw people picking up and carrying off the carts, it goes here. You see the runners who are bringing it in, putting it down, and then you've got organizers, the people who take it to where it needs to go, and then the sifters, the ones who are actually dividing everything out, and then out from there it just keeps going to where it needs to go. Some people straight to the jailhouse, food, weapons, whatever. And right before you guys separate, Iados does catch up to you, and he goes, wait. By the way, he pulls you guys aside. I thought you might be able to use a little bit more muscle. So, funny little story. After you killed the wolf, there were quite a few of his workers, I suppose, who were left kind of they've got gills and they're very weird. They were not so keen on the yard's tricking them, So, I managed to talk to one of them. I forget his name. Here he comes now. Hold on.
What? What?
Yes.
Charlie, I'm gonna be.
Yes, Charlie.
What?
Ah!
What?
Maybe
If I get kicked downstairs again, I swear.
you are downstairs. Suck it.
That was the funniest shit ever. Charlie was just brought in to be an asshole to us. Oh, such prime guest character work.
I think he's here. Belcor, is that you? Or do I have
Fuck.
another one of the Tritons?
Hey!
Elcor.
Guys hear me?
Can't hear you, bud.
Oh,
I think I can hear you.
Bits and pieces.
Thought I heard something.
you hear me?
There you go.
There he
Long
is.
time no see, big guy.
Yes.
Oh, no.
So this is Belcor. I think you had some interactions. He's here to help you fight the yards. It's going to be wonderful. I thought he was.
There are no stairs. Okay, we're good.
Yeah. So, maybe do a quick character rundown of maybe just who you guys are, so Charlie knows who's like talking to him. We'll go top to bottom of my screen here. Kern.
Kylian, I'm the archer of the group.
John.
Very precocious.
Laxmope, simple bunch. I'm the healer and also brick wall, I guess. I don't know. I've got a lot of HP.
The battle mercy.
The only dwarf.
Right. And a sea of humans and half elf.
Rikzu? Or, sorry. Fuck. Damn it. Jake.
I'm Rikzu. I'm a human monk. I know karate. And I have a face tattoo.
Oh yeah, it's a Mike Tyson tattoo, isn't it?
Yeah. Kyle.
I'm Keylen Hollysword, the wizard, half elf. You kicked me down some stairs.
Yeah, immediately getting some stairs from Keylen.
And I'm his twin brother. Please do not confuse me for him. I do not like falling downstairs, but I am a half elf rogue. My name is Riynor.
Remember most of you, especially your stairs.
See, you didn't just kick him downstairs. His hands were tied. And then you kicked
I
him
was
I
down.
gave him-
defenseless.
Pretty sure I rolled on that, and I think I did some damage.
Yeah, you did.
The stairs did damage, yeah. Yes.
I remember. Yeah.
So yeah, so Iados is he's kind of got that awkward look on his face, like, oh, so that's new. I didn't know that part. So that's new. I didn't know that part, but I've got some more work to do. Make friends. Be friends. We're all against the odds. Ta-ta. And he like kind of like does like one of these like fuck as he walks away. So it is you guys joined by Belcor now. So Charlie, if you want to just describe your character real quick again.
Core, I'm a Triton. Been working for the dwarf, and now he's dead. But I back the Metro. Metro for life. I'm sorry for kicking you down the stairs. I was just doing what I thought was right, you know. Y'all
That's
just coming
okay.
up into my town, some things up. Show you what was going on.
It's all anchor under the
You
water.
definitely cannot say, I'm sorry I kicked you down the stairs. I was just doing what I thought was right.
It's all
Hey.
anchor under the water now.
But
What that means, but
aren't
it's
you a
good.
barbarian?
a barbarian and berserker. Very berserker.
Nice.
The most barbarian.
And also do a little bit of magic.
Ooh.
Oh, right. Triton.
Triton. Yep.
I was like, what the fuck? I call bullshit. And I was like, oh, wait, no. Racial features.
Yeah. It
Wow,
took
way
me
to
like
bring
a
race
minute.
into this, John.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, why'd I have to bring race into it? You know, the youth pastors always got to, right?
Right. That's my understanding of what they do.
Right.
So you guys you all take a minute to kind of like to bury the anchor in the sand and kind of level things off and level with each other that you're all here for the same reason. So Belcor, the boys, and Chris's character, who's a girl, who's not here, they'll all fill you in on kind of like, well, you're part of the caravan that's coming from Krolik. This is Patuk, the great noble city of Patuk that is not looking so noble at the moment because they've kind of opened their homes to all of the wild tribes of the east. Centaurs, bugbear, which are really tall and pretty grody looking things. Goliaths, and kobolds, which are small, like dragon humanoids. They're not very tall. I think they're small in size, so they probably max are like 4 feet tall.
Yeah.
And that's like I think that's a big kobold is 4 feet. So all these different races and creeds have all mixed together for this one single purpose of taking down the Yads. And they mentioned that they are on their way to the local tavern where kind of everything began. The Abandoned Shield is what it's called in Patuk. And they fill you in that Keylen has someone very special he is trying to go and meet. So as you guys kind of continue through the streets, that same energy that you've been seeing, carts whizzing by you guys full of stuff going straight to the market district where it's all being sorted, broken out, and then distributed where it needs to go. You guys spot Iados and Pilraiden outside the front of the Abandoned Shield, and for Keylen, it's one of those like slow motion moments, like when everything, because you guys can see like the kind of the top of the Abandoned Shield, and Keylen's getting pretty antsy, and there's dozens and hundreds of people crossing left and right, running past you guys, running at you guys, and kind of dodging to the side. And then Keylen, you find like a break in all of the traffic, and you can see Primrose like standing out front, like looking around, and then she sees you, and she has this like, it's not a devastated expression, but it's as serious as you've ever seen Primrose. You know, she was always kind of friendly around the bar and everything, and you guys like lock direct eye contact between the crowds of people, and everything just kind of slows for you before somebody bumps you in the shoulder and you're kind of brought back to it real quick. And it's guy carrying a cart full of like swords, so he's like, as one almost fell out and like chopped off his foot. Sorry. He just keeps running. So as you guys approach, people around the Abandoned Shield kind of recognize you guys. They're like, oh, you've been here before. Come on in. And Primrose doesn't waste any time. She immediately catches Keylen.
She's gone, isn't she?
She's not gone, but she does want to see you. Come with me. So the rest of you guys see like Primrose is a little halfling, so she's much shorter than Keylen, who I think is 6 feet.
Probably.
Okay, so you've got to stoop a little bit. She takes your hand, and
I think that's what I put.
You guys are super familiar with this tavern. For Charlie's sake here, hold on, let me pull it up. So Charlie, the Abandoned Shield. A 2-level tavern with dark wood and light-colored walls. Its size requires many support beams, each of which have finely crafted lanterns hanging from each side of the beams. In the center of the room, if you look up, there is a hole through the second floor that has like banisters around it, and so people from above can kind of like look down and just hang out and see what's going on the first floor. And most of the second floor, other than that rather open space in the center, sort of, as soon as you enter the tavern, there are like stairs immediately to your right going up. That's how you get to the second level. You can see doors lining until where the floor prevents you from seeing any further. Most of those doors are separate rooms. The back side, as soon as you walk in, is a massive stonework fireplace which constantly has a roaring fire, and the heat of which can be felt throughout the building. Today it's a little... it's still going, but it's not as intense of a fire. Most people are sweating through their shirts already, so they have it kind of toned down a little bit. And that's behind the bar, which has several big game heads along the walls. So Pilrain and Iados kind of catch you guys, and they see Primrose just take Keylen straight in, and they're like, what? So they kind of follow you guys in, and Keylen, Primrose wastes no time. She takes you right upstairs, and the first thing you see is hulking Splinter, the Minotaur. He still has his horns cut off, but they've grown back a little bit, like Hellboy. And he's standing at one of the doors, flexing hardcore, and he sees you guys, Mr. Keylen, and he gives you a little bit of a nod. And
Splinter?
Iados and Pilrain are not very far behind. And Primrose kind of nods to Splinter, and he puts his hand on the doorknob, and he doesn't look at you, but he swings his head back at you, Keylen. She requested no one else enter to see her like this, save for you, Mr. Keylen. And he like opens the door, and he puts his hand on your back. He's not pushing you or anything, but he's clearly dividing between you and Iados and Pilrain, and he closes the door immediately behind you. We'll get to that in a second. So Pilrain and Iados immediately step up, like, Iados, Splinter, come on, don't you think I need to see her? I think I should, because I'm in. Splinter immediately stops. No. Iados, no. Only Mr. Keylen. And if any one of you guys had followed them upstairs at all, you'd see Iados was kind of like, fine. And he walks away, and Splinter gets back at the door, and he nods to Pilrain, who doesn't even try. So as you boys are hanging around the tavern, you can kind of hear some whispers going on, like, oh my god, they're here, oh my god. And
I just sit up and wave.
You what?
I just sit up and wave.
So Kylian really like basking in it, like, hello, I'm Kylian. Hello. Drinks.
Yeah, Laxmope hates all of this. Oh, except that. That's awesome. Laxmope's very into that.
Lots of fucking drinks. So over the course of time.
Hi, Bubby.
Let's make sure I get my timing right.
You gotta tell us what's going on in the fucking room. Come on.
I know. There's a juxtaposition I need to build here, buddy.
Beautiful. That's okay. I'm dying, and I can't imagine how Kyle's feeling.
You're killing me.
I know. We're gonna get there.
Is
I
she
promise.
named? Like,
Is she a dwarf? What?
Yes.
Like,
Are you a dwarf? Oh my god, no.
is this a Sleeping Beauty situation? Like, what?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah. Okay. We'll break.
like, let me take notes real quick.
We'll break a little bit of the suspense here. So, while the main group of you guys hang around downstairs and kind of bolster the troops who are coming in to just literally just like shake your hand and say like, I'm in this because of you, like thank you. Buying you guys drinks pretty much all night as time goes, and night comes, things in the town pretty well settle down. Everybody's like they've done their job. Like they're tired and they're worn out, but like their heroes are here. So they know everything is moving as it should. So Keylen, she only has like a single lantern in her room, and it's the rooms aren't very big. She's like in the far left corner. She has the wooden shutters drawn. There's just like a beam of light coming through the dusty air, and a low lantern sort of off to the side, and you can see like I don't know if there's a specific name for what they are, but bowls of water it's a little bloodied, and you can see like numerous bloodied rags kind of off to the side out of the way, as well as piles of fresh sheets, blankets, those like warming pots people used to put under like old century beds to keep it warm and all that stuff. And she's got her hair back. Her face is pretty badly bruised and beaten. She's got a lot of the crossbody bandages going on, and from what you can see, like you thought was like a dark bandage, and like, oh nope, that's just really really bruised skin. Jesus. And she like her face is it's bruised, but it's not wrapped up at all, so you can see both of her eyes. And she like barely gets her head off the pillow, and she like lays it back down, and you can see tears just like streaming down her cheeks as you enter. And it's like the saddest little like weeping you've ever heard. What's Keylen doing?
What happened?
You can hear like the raspiness in her voice, like she's very weak, and you're like leaning in. You can kind of hear her. It's just you just kind of hear like you can hear like syllables, and mostly like E sounds. E. Just very broken up and very raspy from where you're standing.
Was it Dimitri?
Just like a very faint nod.
You should have come with us. This wouldn't have happened if you had come with us.
She just keeps crying. She doesn't say anything.
I'll kill him. I'll kill them all.
She's like kind of, and you can see even her fingers are bandaged, like they're is that a splint when they're like held together? Is that what a splint? Okay.
Yep.
You can see her fingers are splinted together, which like it does not look like it's even helping. Like her fingers are swollen. God damn, poor Kaminka. Like, and she's just like holding her hand up, like trying to get you to come closer, basically.
I'll grab her hand. Gingerly.
And there's a stool. There's like a bedside stool. And now that you're closer, like, she's really bad. Like, her eyes are bloodshot, her cheeks are just swollen.
And I'm gonna kind of start prestidigitating, cleaning some areas.
Yeah, you can see, yeah, you can tell, like, they're not. She's not poorly taken care of, but it's so bad. It's really hard to stay on top of it. Like, just with everything that's going on, and you can see that, like, her rags. It definitely needed changing or prestidigitation to help. Excuse me, sorry. Goodness. She definitely needed the the cleaning. And we're gonna try and get this. You just, like, her voice is just real raspy and broken. Just, he beat me, Keylen. Dimitri.
Sorry,
Oh, so Keelan's laughing at her now. All right.
My mind went to him using his one arm, and like, I'm sorry, that's horrible.
That's what he did.
Him holding his other arm in his hand, his one hand that he had left. And,
No, Molo took it. Molo took it, remember? So, to save Kyle some laughter here. So,
all right.
She continues to over time, it takes her a while to really get the whole story out. After you guys had left, she waited a few days to return to the mansion, and she even went with Splinter. She had gone in there with them to sort of collect her things and tell people, like, where certain hidden passages were, as well as, like, food supplies, where they did everything so they could make the most out of this estate, because it is very large and it was well organized. It's not like it was all for show. And in Dimitri's chambers, where it was, like, the hardest for her to go into, he had his own hidden not like it was like a panic room. It was a panic room where he could stay for a while, and like she didn't know about it. And that's where he was, where he could he sort of cauterized himself with whatever he could, and he did get the jump on her, and basically he told her, like, he was going to kill her right there. So then that's when everything kind of came out that she says mother at first, and then stops and goes Vesna. How Vesna had been talking to Dimitri that Kamenka was not a real Yod, and that she shouldn't be allowed to remain in the world anymore. She was supposed to be, like, the final piece to releasing the dragon along the world, and Dimitri thought he was going to fucking kill her, so he was like, you know, he's still arrogant Dimitri, so he told her everything on the spot before Splinter finally came in, and he did still manage to escape, but literally only because if Splinter had stepped left to engage with Dimitri instead of stepping right to help Kamenka, like, she'd just be fucking dead, and she knew it. So she tells you Dimitri had said that she's not a real Yod. He had tried to kill her and nearly succeeded if it weren't for Splinter, who she, like, repeatedly says, like, I owe him my life. And, like, with any strength she can muster, she tries to, like, bring her arms up for a hug.
I will embrace.
And it's just, like, you can see, like, where her bandages are now, like, soaked just from, like, these heavy tears that fall down, and she just openly weeping into you at the moment. And now we're going to switch back to the bar while this is going on. So, as the much more electrified air in the bar continues to build around you guys, the night continues, and the like front to back, side to side, all around the center rafters is the most packed this place has ever fucking been. And you can see Pill Raiden, and he's so for Charlie, Pill Raiden, he has completely grayed skin. It is a race known as Asimar, if you know what that is. So he's humanoid, very gray skin. Nothing really fantastical beyond skin color and eye color. His eyes are completely whited over, I believe. And he's got sort of long, thin, wiry black hair and some nice armor. Or I'm sorry. He and Iados actually now have like upgraded armor. It's very showy. It's very like it's got like not Splinter. It's got like Iados' horns on it, and you'd be like, Iados, did you just put your face on probably thousands of sets of armor? And he'd be like, no, it resembles someone handsome for sure, but it's not me. And you're like, yeah, fine. So Paraden and Iados are standing on the bar in their elegant matching armor sets. And Charlie, Iados is a race known as Tiefling. So they're humanoid again, and their distinguishing feature is they have horns growing out of their head. So, did I send you the picture of Iados? I can't remember.
Yes.
To Charlie.
Oh.
I think so.
You do or don't? Cut out?
Don't think so.
Don't, okay. I'll post it later. So he's got sort of fiery red skin. He's got pretty godly collarbones. Very thin, very effeminate. Super flamboyant. He's got completely whited over eyes. Nice, charming smile and horns that kind of, they go up, down, and then back up towards the back. And he's adorned with jewelry. So Pill Raiden is gray-skinned, long black hair. Iados, he's also got long black hair, but it's mostly back on his head. And he has horns as well. So as you guys...
I scream at him across the bar. Who are you going to fuck tonight, Iados?
He, like, immediately looks at Rikzu. And it's like, stop. To you, Kylian. And so they let the tension build. Everybody's got a drink or two or three in their hands or in their system before Pill Raiden finally like composes himself and Ryan disappeared again. We'll take a quick break.
Sorry.
No, you're good, dude. We'll this is a good time to take a break, actually. So 10 minutes, do what you gotta do, and we'll come back.
Alrighty.
One sec.
Oop.
Johnny?
Charlie, how we doing?
Good job. How you doing?
You know, just living the life in Indiana.
How's the great state of Indiana?
Oh, it's something. It's like Ohio, except 20 years ago. It is so bizarre how far behind these people are. And
That's the best thing I've ever heard.
I just like, I mean, even like talking to you went to St. Charles, I went to a public school in Hilliard, like, but I felt like our education was fairly similar and like the standards of like what was acceptable.
A lot
And
lower
here
there.
I have like sophomores that are like, the sky is blue because the Bible says so. And it's just like, did y'all not learn about like earth sciences in seventh grade? Because we know why the earth or the sky's blue, and it ain't because the Bible says the sky and the sea were separated. Like, we can do a little bit better than that now. So it's just so funny. Yeah, it's just bizarre.
We're at exactly in Indiana.
Noblesville. So it's a northeastern suburb of Indianapolis. So it's kind of
So
like what Powell would be. Or I'm trying to think of like one city removed from like the outer belt. So it's like Plain
gotcha,
City. Like I'm trying to think of like things just a little bit outside of Hilliard and Dublin. Um,
I gotcha.
but I mean, they think that they're a small town, which is hilarious because it's like you guys have a Top Golf and an IKEA 10 minutes away from you. You're no longer a small town. Like you're turning into a suburb. And so there's just a lot of like things where it's like, oh, we don't want apartment buildings in our community. And it's like, well, there needs to be affordable housing if you want your community to develop. And they're like, no. And so it's so bizarre. I like talking to people about theology and politics and just general life is just like, well, we want things to stay the same. And it's like, well, you need to move to Wyoming if you want that because you are in the Midwest and you call yourself the crossroad state. Like everybody's got to go through Indiana to get anywhere. Like you're gonna have to develop a little bit. And so uh
Um,
yeah.
how's work been?
Fucking bananas.
Why are you fucking bananas?
Listen, yeah, the youth pastor's got to do what he no. It has been really really good. It's been a lot better than the last church job I had. Um, but there's just a lot of like political stuff going on in the denomination that this church is a part of. So it's a United Methodist church, and if you don't know anything about United Methodist, basically all you need to understand is three-quarters of the clergy don't have a problem with gay marriage, and three-quarters of the congregation really have a problem with gay marriage. And so basically, the clergy and the congregations are like battling it out for the past 5 years. It's gotten pretty ugly, but literally since the first year two denominations came together to be the United Methodist Church, it has been something that they've argued about every single year at their giant conferences. And so now it's finally come to a point where it's like, all right, we got to vote to split because things are just so unhealthy. But they've had to put it off for 2 years because of COVID. And so next fall is finally when, and it's not just like the US can get together, it's all the United Methodist churches in the world have to come to one location to vote because we have developing countries that don't have access to Skype reliably or Zoom, so they can't vote online or anything like that. So it's just caused a whole bunch of problems with like COVID being a thing, and the church that I'm at was very conservative. Like if you're divorced, you're kicked out of the congregation. If you're not confessing of like what you believe, you're out of the congregation. If you drink, you're out of the congregation. Like 15 years ago, and they brought in and the pastor back then was like super charismatic and everybody loved him and his wife, and then they brought in a super progressive horrible leader to fill in his spot, and the church went, nope, fuck this guy. And within the first 2 months of this pastor being here, his son committed suicide and didn't like take time off, didn't go seek help. And so then just led for 5 years with that on his shoulder. And so then the denomination moved him out to another church and then brought in Jim, who's the senior pastor now. And he's progressive, but he's actually like a really wonderful leader and like doesn't have a problem if you have a different theology. His biggest thing is like, let's just care for people in our community. Let's serve our community. Let's put missions together that make our community better. I like theology is secondhand to all those things. But because of the guy that was there before him, everybody has a bad taste in their mouth of a left-leaning pastor. And so it was like a church of like 307 years ago, and now when I got here back in October, it was a church of 80. So it's they've been losing members like crazy. So my job, they told me I was gonna have to like rebuild the youth program. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like on paper, they're a church of 200, so I expected like 20 students, and there were two. And so I've literally had to like completely change the way of doing. I do ministry and work with parents, and oh, such a good boy. Um,
Is that how you talk
So-
to kids?
Chocolate.
yeah.
Talk
He thinks he is.
to current.
So it's
Hey, talking to
been
me.
it's been absolutely bananas, but it's been really good. The only problem is like we've got a decent group of people at our church that are like in their 30s and 40s, and we've got a decent group of kids, but we have nobody in that like 20s age range. So literally the next closest person to me in age is a sophomore in college and a dad with 6-year-olds. So it's like really hard to find community for like Abby and I out here because it's like we go to church, I work at the church, we live in the house literally across the parking lot from the church. So our life is literally like all in the same place, and so it's just weird and difficult, and but good. So that's the short, giant summary of all the stuff that's been going on for less than a year. So
Yeah, in less than a year. Yeah, that's a lot.
yeah, but how's the new job going? I hear. Do you have like a pretty bad boss or?
I'm not his boss.
Oh, really? You were the person that helped interview him, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't make me his boss.
Oh, okay, that's
We're on
fine.
the same
Didn't
team.
Okay.
say anything in the interview.
He,
I'm
Not,
actually
not like 2 words.
Left you out to dry.
It's more of a
Yeah.
sugar daddy
But yeah,
situation.
it's good. Hours kind of suck, but it is what it is. At least we're at home, so when the hours are over, I just log off and I'm home, and I'm not, I got to drop her on until 7:30 or 8 or whatever. But it should get better here shortly.
are you still at your parents' house, or did you move out?
Yep, still at the rents.
Okay.
The next move is that's the next step is getting out of here. Finally.
Yeah, I get that. I'm gonna go grab a quick drink of water because I talked for 5 minutes. I will be right back.
You got time?
Woo. Yeah.
I am-
Sorry, I'm abandoning you, Charlie.
You traitor. Jeez. I wouldn't take that job. No. No, I wouldn't. I'd rather be getting paid
What job?
50.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay? I wouldn't be. I don't want 6 figures. Who would want that?
I don't know. Me? No, I still haven't gotten an offer. I'm kind of sweating right now. I've gotten the verbal, but they've given me nothing to sign, which is weird.
How long has it been?
A week. But she's still emailing me. Like, it's not like they're cutting off communication. Is what it is.
She's not, oh man, at least they're not city banking you, right?
Huh.
They open up a position and then just don't call you back.
Yeah, I don't really know what the deal was with that. They did it to you and Jake. Very confused there.
It is what it is. As
I
long as I
didn't
don't
even
die in a
say it,
warehouse,
too,
I'll be happy.
One sec. I'll be right back.
My goal is to not die this weekend. That's my fucking goal. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. What'd you say, Charlie?
What you doing this weekend?
I got a job at a Target warehouse, loading trucks,
Oh.
and it's like, it's like the best pay I've ever had in my life. It's $26 an hour to load trucks, and it's hard. It's real fucking hard because I got laid off
Sure.
in
How long?
6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
A.m. to 6 p.m. Jesus H.
That's why it's a 3-day work week, because it's just hard. This last week I did 6-hour shifts, and I got through it. Not very easily though, because I got laid off in January, and I've been taking care of Ava for 6 months, and a lot of it was just like sedentary. So I've just not done anything for 6 months, anything physical at all, and then going from nothing to like absolute physicality is like, it's hard.
With your legs. Blow your back out. Lift with your legs.
I know. I'm trying.
Sorry, real quick, guys. I have to go get my brother-in-law. His car just got stolen from LA Fitness.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
Jeez. Which one?
Could you tell your brother-in-law not to get his car stolen on D&D night? That'd be...
Yeah, Kern. Wow. You're really
Right.
sandbagging me here.
Am I?
No, not at all.
Which one?
Yes, that.
No, you go do what you got to do.
Yeah, I know. No. I will see you guys next time.
All right, it was great seeing you, man.
Yeah, it's good to see you too.
See you
Pastor
guys.
of the pastor later.
Congrats on the wedding.
Thank you. I'll look at your house next time, Ryan.
Okay.
Maybe I'll.
I just fucking hit my head, so I'm not ready to show the house again.
Why did you hit your head?
Because I was. All right, hold on. Let me show you. Let me show you this. I'm pet.
What the hell were you doing?
My stupid dog
No, your smart, beautiful, pretty dog.
is right here.
Hi, Bubby.
Yes.
Aw,
See how he's
so
under
cute.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm laying down, petting him and stuff. I'm getting up, and there's a fucking goddamn pole right here.
Oh, you did that.
I hit my
you
head on the
suck.
fucking pole.
You suck.
Because
Hi,
Mr.
Bubby.
Fuzzbutt right here.
Ghost.
Hi,
Say hi,
Bubba.
Ghost.
You
Hey,
so
Ghost-
Ghost, I need
Ghost
you
is
to
gonna-
listen.
Ghost is gonna play D&D for me.
Hi, Bubby. Ryan, you've never looked better. Oh, look how cute he is.
That's so fucking funny. Was it like a side swing into the pole, or did you like straight like get up too fast and wham?
Dude, I fucking sideswiped that shit like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, I've done that before. It blows.
Oh.
The first time my parents ever left me home alone, my dad had this big oak desk, and it had like just sharp corners and shit. And his computer tower was on the floor, and it had this like it was like a plastic cover of some kind to cover up like where the floppy disk would go. I have no idea why. And and it was open, so I was like, oh, I should close that. So like it's just the dumbest way I've ever gotten hurt in my life. Like literally, you can't see my desk or anything, but like this is my desk, or this is the desk. I went to bend down.
Ryan, watch the pole. Ryan, watch the pole.
And it's like bleed. It wasn't bad, but like 8-year-old me thought it was bad because there was like a little bit of blood coming down my nose. And I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. This is it. It was like the smallest little scratch. It just bled.
Yeah. You can't really see it, but this hurts like shit. It's like right where the bone where your eyeballs are supposed to go.
Your
Like,
brow.
yeah, the brow area. Oh. That fucking hurt.
Take some ibuprofen, you're gonna get a headache. Alright.
Oh no, I got all the alcohol already, so taking care of that.
Alright, back to it. So Kylian asks Iados, hey, you gonna bone down tonight? And he's like, Rikzu, maybe we'll see. And Hadrian, damn it! Kylian. He's like, that's weird. And he steps outside. So, as you guys are, except for Keylen, you guys are all in the bar. You can be kind of wherever. If you want to be upstairs, you can be upstairs. If you can be down, you can be down. You can be wherever. You can pretty much hear and see them from just about anywhere. There was supposed to be music to this, but in a private call, I can't put music in to play in the background, so imagine epic music playing.
Ooh.
So Pilraid thaumaturgies voice to bolster it louder than what it normally is. To those who prepare for the final battle, may your courage never leave your side. I couldn't begin to detail an account of the atrocities of the crimes the Yods have committed against us and this country, and our neighboring Zash allies. And tomorrow, when the assault begins, their name will be wiped from the records so that none may ever know of their presence again. Cheering amongst all the crowds, you guys can feel like the rumble in the walls from people stomping and clapping and in spontaneous unison, like, kill them all, kill them all. He brings it back down. I say this now to give you hope, because it is hope that has carried us here and joined us together. The Metro has been hidden beneath the ground for far too long, and the Zash have had their land and their culture threatened for far too long. And the Blackthorns and the warriors of Krolik have been enslaved for far too long. And the warriors... Oh, damn it. And the Yod's reign of terror has carried on for far too long. Cheers. Rumbling throughout the abandoned shield. The big game heads on the wall are like tapping against the wood. I say this now to give you the heart and valor that will be needed when the battle begins. And I wish with all my heart I could tell you that all of us will survive. But we won't. Many of us will fall. And you will see your brothers and your sisters take their final breaths. But let that be the reason that you push on. That they will die for you. That what they want is peace. So our children and so on will not meet the same fate. So that they may walk the streets in joy and live a peaceful life. That is what we fight for. Drink up, eat. Know that tomorrow leads to the end of the odds and leads us to victory.
Yeah, baby.
Massive cheers. Laxmope, where are you?
I think I would probably be like tucked away in a corner or like out of sight, because I think Laxmope has hated the attention by far the most out of this group. So it's just like, I'm cool with the drinks, but I really don't want to talk to people.
Would he be upstairs, downstairs? Where would he be?
Yeah, I think if there's not a ton of people upstairs, he'd be up there. If not, I think he'd like be chilling by like a storage door or something. Like, we're not a lot of...
It's like wall to wall packed. Like upstairs, downstairs, packed.
Got it. Yeah, I think he would be upstairs because that would be the hardest place to like get to him to talk to him. So,
okay. So Laxmope, with that high ass motherfucking passive perception, you're like, yeah, the Blackthorns, and you're like getting ready to turn and like just kind of get out of this like sticky claustrophobic crowd, and you look back down and something real quick catches your eye. You almost see like So at concerts, like in a mosh pit or whatever, if somebody like almost trips, or if somebody does trip, people are usually pretty quick to get them back up because nobody wants somebody to get trampled. You can almost see like different spots of people like almost like slipping, and you're like, well, they probably spilled their drink or whatever, and then you can kind of see like the tone like in a line change, like people are looking down and trying to figure out what's going on, and you see just like the faintest, or I'm sorry, not a faint, just a very small like wiped trail of blood kind of running along the floor, and you're like, that was not there before when we got here. And you see people kind of like looking down and like looking around, and they don't see anything, and then just kind of they just go right back to cheering, and you can see it. You could almost like point to it, like where you see this happening.
People.
Like something catches their attention looking down, and then they notice the blood, and then they're like, weird, go back to cheering. Only you see it.
Yeah. So can I see like a clear line of like, and obviously like not to and from, but like where both ends are?
Right. So it looks like it's from the door where everybody enters, and it's kind of just heading straight back to like the bar. Not straight back. It's heading for the back in sort of a.
Can I see? Like, are any of these the people on our screen, are any of them close to that trail, like at either mark?
Um.
Because Keylen is in the
Keylen's
rooms.
occupied, yeah. You think maybe it like passes by them? It's hard to tell. It doesn't seem to move with any like rhyme or reason. Like it looks like it's just taking like the path of least resistance where it can.
Yeah, I think
make a perception check actually.
Okay. Oop. Table. Awesome. That's going to be a 25.
Okay. Yeah. So you're trying to follow this thing, and then you're able to see like, okay, it's trying to just whatever this is. It doesn't look like it's multiple people getting hit. It looks like it's one person who's either not bleeding that much, so it's not a big deal, or they're very small and probably bleeding a lot. And you can see like a spot, an opening in the crowd where you think whatever this is, it's going to go. And just very quickly you just see spots like his ghillie suit. He's got his hood down, and you can see his black scales, and his tail is dragging behind him very quickly, just between like the empty space. And it's the same thing that's happening. Like his tail is kind of running over people's feet, and that's what's catching their attention. And then they notice the blood.
Can I turn into a snake and go follow Spot?
What?
Yeah. So. I'm going to run that a little bit, that you don't just lean over the banister and fall as like an anaconda into a pit of cheering people. You're gonna snake your way around the poles and kind of grip your way to the back.
Yes.
I'm gonna say that was your intent.
Gonna full on turn into the largest snake I can and just launch myself over the rail. Yes, no, I preferably like a smaller snake to go down the side of
A garter
a pole.
snake, perhaps. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just says snake. I don't know what species, so.
Yeah, we're gonna say it's not like a copperhead or like a cobra.
He's a giant
Right.
basilisk.
Well, I could have turned into a giant riding lizard, but that didn't feel like the move this time around.
There are flying snakes in D&D as well.
But I can't fly yet.
I know, because their difficulty is low
Okay.
enough to where, like, higher level druids can summon them. Or I don't think you have to be that high. But if you summon them at a higher level, you can summon like 50 of them. And they do like 3d4 damage each or something ridiculous. And,
My God.
and it's like, why is their difficulty so low? Oh, because they have 2 HP and their AC is like 8.
Right.
But still, 3d4 times 50 is like not a small number. That's like god killing shit right there.
Yes.
Anyway. So you're able to kind of lock onto the blood trail, and you can see it leads into like a storage room where the door is left ajar, and is you get back and you like back into Laxmope if you want.
Yeah, I definitely would.
Okay. And you definitely notice that you catch Pilrain's attention, who now he can also like see the blood like and he tries to turn it back real quick and keep the crowd moving.
Right.
So you're basically in like the supply closet of the tavern.
Right.
And Spot he's dropped his ghillie suit, and he's dropped any spell casting stuff he had on him, and you can see that like the blood sort of pools around everything that he placed, and didn't really have much where else to go, and just kind of laid himself on a sack of like a pile of sacks of potatoes that were just kind of in the back.
I'm immediately gonna
puts like a spud under him.
I'm immediately gonna cure wounds him before I even say anything.
So he jumps back real quick.
Yeah.
And is like
sorry, I'm typically not the sneakiest person. I forget sometimes that sneaky people can scare others. And just like
as soon as he you can see it register in his face that it's you, he tries to just cradle himself in your in the crook of your arms, and he just kind of and you can sort of before you, I know you're gonna hear before you can just very briefly feel his blood run down your forearm under the armor. And then how much did you heal him for?
I healed him for 20 points.
Session 30?
What?
Session 30, I believe.
Oh, whoa. Yes.
On the 30th. Weird.
Crazy. We've been at this a long time. Yeah, I think I just start... What?
So healed him for 20?
Yeah, 20.
Okay. So yeah, you can definitely see his wounds close up to the point where he's not profusely bleeding. The open wounds still kind of remain, but you can definitely feel his where he was real tense, just cradling in your arms, and you can feel him sort of just ragdoll. And
what
has
happened?
Like a 1,000-yard stare into your armor, where he is just kind of blankly staring at a reflection of himself. And tell me if you can't hear me. Gunther sold us out.
What do you mean?
I didn't have a long time to act or hide, and there was a hole in the wall, and I just hid. I think Gunther's plan was just to sell us out, and maybe he would spare himself in York or something. We got there, and they cleared the trees.
Right.
And it was all open. to the walls, and they didn't see us. And then he just shot a flare. Gave us away. And I hid. That was all I could do. And Fang just killed him on the spot. Fang just killed him. And I can still hear him screaming. He just, all he would say is just stay hidden, while he just fought and fought and fought, and there were hundreds of them. It's not even my and he's pretty small, so he would have pretty small tears coming out, but you can still kind of gather he's crying pretty hard. Most of it's not even my blood.
So Fang killed Gunther?
Yeah. And I hid. And I ran. That was all I could do.
And did Fang die too?
Yeah. They're all dead. I had to crawl through them to get out.
Yeah, you're okay now. Just stay here. Do you need any more healing?
And you hear like a creak at the door, and you can see Pilrain's outline as he comes in, and you can immediately see he does like one of these like, oh, Jesus Christ, and then make sure no one is like seeing him, or he's like, yeah, stay back, I just need a second to just like think by myself for a minute. And they're like, oh yeah, cool, whatever. And he comes in and shuts the door, and he gets like a little bit of light up and sees the bloodied ghillie suit and all of the materials, and kneels down next to you, Laxmope, and just looks at Spot. Is there anything you need? And Spot doesn't even say anything. And he just like looks at you straight in the eye, Laxmope. Take care of him.
Okay.
Let me know if you need anything.
Probably some water, and Laxmope looks around, and we're probably good on food. But probably something warm.
Just gets up. Not even like a few moments go by, and Primrose, the halfling girl, she comes in with the similar to what Keylen saw, but you wouldn't know that at this point. She's got her own bowl, clean water, lots of bandages, but she's got them in a sack so it didn't raise attention anywhere else.
Right.
And she's very gentle, very just dabs him and makes sure his wounds are dressed and all of that. I'll leave you alone for a little bit. Just find me if you need me, okay?
Yeah.
And then pretty much the air between the scenes is very different. There you have Keylen with Kamenka, he is tending to her, Laxmope with Spot, and then you have just the raucous energy of like new hope and what's sure to come out in the main hall. And it's sobering for those of you that know what's going on.
Yeah,
So,
I think Laxmope just sits quietly until somebody else comes to the door.
yeah, it's a while before anybody does. Couple hours. Spot, like, he falls asleep in your arms, and you can feel the full. He's not very heavy. He's not heavy at all for you. You know, you
Right.
swing a sledgehammer for fun, and he's like 30 pounds dripping wet.
Right.
And you can just feel he's just knocked out. Keylen, is there anything else you would do with Kamenka, or anything you'd want to talk about? I know I'm kind of bouncing around a little bit here.
I mean, I guess I would want to know, like, okay, so you're not a Yod, I know that, but like, what? And
Yes. She doesn't
if
have.
she can even relay that.
Yeah, she doesn't have like all the details necessarily. She knows that Vesna told Dimitri in some manner that she has no idea. Dimitri, this was all coming from Dimitri as he was like beating her senseless. She is not a true Yod. The Yods only had boys, as far as she knows, and because she was like out of the family, she's not a real one. She was just kind of a means to an end. That she was not really one of them, and in whatever kind of thoughts she's even able to construct, she's facing a little bit of existentialism, like, if I'm not a Yod, I don't know who I am. Even though I really wasn't part of them to begin with, it was at least something to know that that's what they are, but I'm not that, so they could be better, because if you guys remember in the very beginning, she was like, I don't want any bloodshed at all. And then, kind of as the story has gone on, she's flipped completely.
There's got to be bloodshed. There's going to be bloodshed, yeah.
Yeah, you get the sense that she finds relief in that. That she wants Dimitri's other arm taken.
Oh, it'll be a little more than just his arm.
Yeah, she like, it's not how do I want to describe it? It's not sexual, but she like pulls you into the bed just to like be with her.
Not tonight.
Yeah, no. But she just like, you know, you're just on your back, and it hurts her a little bit, but she just wants to be with you and be wrapped around you, not sexually.
Aww.
We cuddle.
Rikzu, Belkor, Riynor. While the raucousness is building in the fucking main room, what do you guys want to do?
Where's Bruce?
Bruce is outside. He's excuse me.
Smoking a cigarette.
He's a big old stogie. Yeah, he's outside just puffing a big one. Like, tomorrow, he doesn't talk very much actually.
I try to avoid, like, evade Yados and get myself in between Yados and Bruce, just to try to stay incognito, I guess.
Your plan to get away from Yados was to be between him and his fuck buddy.
No, but have Bruce in between.
I got you. Yeah.
Me and
For the most part, you feel like Bruce gets it. He doesn't. I don't know if he's said anything this entire campaign. I think he's been just pretty quiet, actually.
Bruce is a mute.
Yeah. So for Charlie, Bruce is a massive rhino humanoid who he is much larger than Iados, and Iados is the very effeminate red-skinned tiefling guy. And you're like, how does that work? But they talk about fucking all the... Iados talks about fucking all the time, so something happens in some way. Rikzu, you go out and he's just got this huge fucking cigar, and he's like looking at you and just like offers you a much smaller, much more human-sized cigar.
I light it backwards, and I like cough my lungs out.
He like takes it from you, puts it out real quick, like bites off the end you're supposed to clip, runs a match on his horn, and gets it started. and you can he mimics it himself. You can just see it all in his cheeks. He's not inhaling. He's just like puff, 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 blow, and then hands it back.
So this is kind of an oral obsession, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Good talking.
Just fucking Rikzu and Bruce just kind of chill outside with a cigar for a bit. Riynor, what are you doing?
Just sitting at the bar, just taking in the atmosphere and sipping my drinks.
You'd be So the bar, it doesn't run like wall to wall. It has ends, and there's like a space kind of between the bar and the furthest wall. Not a whole lot. That's where you'll be, because it's everybody's Iados and Pilraiden were. I can wait. It's fine.
Cool.
Good. Pilraiden and Iados were on the bar, like standing and talking with the crowd and all of that. So you can be kind of in the back. So you're not like smushed against the fucking.
Nah, yeah, just kind of in the background.
Yeah. Belcor, what do you think you'd be doing?
I got a drink. One by the door. I'm kind of not really with. Oh, since I wasn't with all these people, kind of technically on their side a little while ago, even though I am now, and I fully identify with that. I feel like still a possibility that some of them could be back some hatred. So I'm just kind of chilling by the door. I'm not exactly involved in the festivities. I'm on edge a little bit, maybe, but too on edge.
So yeah, you would definitely see the rhino by the door, and he's not paying you any attention. He's just constantly looking around, puffing on his cigar. I actually have one over there, but I don't want to get it out. And keeping an eye on things. And Rikzu comes out, doesn't even see you. He's just kind of more focused on like hiding behind the rhino. And you hear him like nearly vomit from smoking the wrong side of a cigar. Just like the funniest fucking thing. Most people, you definitely get some looks. At first you kind of think it's like, oh god, they know, and then over time you bring it down, you relax a little bit, and you can listen in and hear they don't know who you are. It's what you are that's a little strange. They've never seen like this weird fish scaly human with a what's your weapon? Isn't it a great axe? I think.
Great axe, yeah.
Yeah, so and you've got this massive beast of a weapon on your back. And you're like, "Oh, that makes sense." So you're able to maybe not be calm, but bring it down a little bit and kind of enjoy the night air.
I immediately pictured Mr. Nimbus from Rick and Morty.
I don't know who it is. Is that season 4?
It's season 5, the new stuff.
There's 5 seasons now. Good gracious.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it since 3.
It's it's funny thinking about it.
I need to catch up. So as the night continues, you guys Laxmope and Keylen, you guys can kind of hear when Iados and Tilraiden are talking, sort of the hours where you guys are having your conversations, and then you can hear them talking in the background. It gets to a point about maybe 11 o'clock at night, and the energy and the alcohol is kind of fading away, and people are getting a little antsy. Like, the next time I wake up might be the last time I wake up, so that's just kind of rolling around the old noggin a little bit. And Iados, being Iados, gets back up and kind of runs back over the current battle plan that you guys had prepared. So, Riynor and Rikzu, you guys will have recognized Ryynor comes in, the Dragonborn leader of the Humble Dominion Lord. Is that right? Hold on. There's Ryynor, and then there is Haran. Yeah. Aran is the leader of the Humble Dominion. Haran is the leader of the kobolds of the Zashchita.
Is Molo around? I ask. The Dragonborn.
And so you catch Haran, and you're like, is Molo around? And he's like, yes, somewhere. I hope not causing trouble. And you can like hear his giggling somewhere in the crowd. He's like running through, and Dawn Caller, leader of the Goliaths, comes in. Snog and Borfa from the Bugbear come in, as well as I'm running off of memory here. Damn it, the Zalanye leader.
Oh gosh.
DM fail. Yarog, the leader of the Centaurs. As well as the rest of the metro that you guys remember, there was Gemflower and her dog Kardashev, her wolf, rather, her very large wolf. Joshua, the dark-skinned samurai, as well as Vesma, not Vesna, that's Mother Yod. Vesma is the arm-scarred Loxodon character. So everybody that you guys have spent 30 episodes getting together are here. And Iados is laying out the battle plan. Tomorrow is the day. It's going to be quick, clean, and efficient. And we are going to get our boys to the heart and kill the dragon. And right, Laxmope, as you hear that, and as Keylen, as you hear that, though you would never know it, in the same moment, Kaminka and Spot both, like, their eyes, like, shoot open, and they kind of jolt a little bit. So we're going to do this in waves to keep it quick and organized. You will have your teams, you will have your team leaders, and you will have your battlefield leaders. The teams will follow their leaders. They will not look around or look for the battlefield leaders because they need to focus on what's in front of them. The team leaders, you know who you are. You will focus on the battle leaders. They will direct you where to go so we can punch a hole straight through their defenses and get the metro in for the back line. Once we're inside and the back line is able to be cleared out from the metro and our able-bodied Zash fighters, our boys, and Riynor, you're like the closest body to Iados. He like picks you up on the bar and does like one of these. Our boys in the armor are going to punch through the fort-yard defenses and slay the dragon. And huge roar of applause. And so, Keylen and Laxmope both of you guys can hear them like muttering, like the dragon, and you guys, what? And do this from Spot's perspective, but Kameka's saying the same thing. Spot, it's like he saw us the whole time, and his eyes like shoot up to you, Laxmope. He's watching us now. He's watching us now.
What do you mean he's watched?
He's in the skies.
Did you say he's in the sky?
Yeah. Kameka says the same thing to you, Keylen. So, Riynor and Iados are out there with the cheering, and you guys can hear like the roaring, shaking the walls again. And Iados like looks over. And to anyone who is not willing to die, now is your time to leave. You will be forgiven. Which tomorrow, if there is any hesitation in your hearts or in your actions, you compromise the freedom of this movement. So let it be now. And you can, like, you could hear a pin drop at this point. Everybody looks around, like, looks up at the next level, and the next level is looking down. And a couple, Riynor, since you're kind of up a little bit higher, you can see a couple people, like, kind of start to turn, and then a few people behind him, like, hand on the shoulder, like, no, we're in this together. And there's like a familial nod between them, like they're in it. And Iados gets his big smile. Excellent. Victory is assured, gentlemen and ladies. My room is the second on the left. Should any of you need some last minute bolstering, thank you. And then you can hear more cheering in Riynor. He like, you did so good. Oh, I'm proud of you boys.
I think Laxmope's gonna like stand with the door open to the closet and try to make eye contact with Pilraiden.
Okay, he's not far by. He's like between the bar and the room. He's very close by, and he turns and kind of backs away from the crowd and leans at the door and sees Spot. Is he all right? Sorry, I have to change so many accents between all these characters.
No, that's fine. That is A-okay.
Is he all right?
Yeah, he said that the dragon is seeing us right now. He's flying overhead.
So you see Pilraiden's eyes shoot open as his big bead of sweat drops down.
Yeah, and apparently has seen us for a while.
So we're walking into a death trap then.
Well, and there's hundreds of men apparently at the gates. Not just a few, but hundreds is what Spot said. And for just their small infantry to get hundreds of men, I don't know what lies for us.
Gods help us.
Yeah, we're gonna fucking need it.
And then Belquer, what did you need?
I just want. Is this a real dragon? Yeah. Okay.
It's like a skeleton dragon.
We know that is this the Yod's dragon? Do we know that the Yods have a dragon? Is that what's going on? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, but we thought it was contained to like one spot. Like, I don't think any of us have speculated that it's just flying around.
Then I'm gonna. Okay. Then hearing that speech, I'm gonna. Who's standing next to me?
That was more like private between Pilraiden and Laxmope. You wouldn't have heard that part.
Hearing Iados.
Oh yeah, you would have heard that. So you're next to Bruce, the Riynor, and then Jake, his character Rikzu.
I know about this dragon.
Yeah,
You
we'll retcon a little bit, and like when you were like introduced to the group, that they went over kind of the thing that, oh, when we met, we were almost eaten by a dragon, and you're like, a dragon? What dragon? The bone dragon. And we'll say you're
Mercier?
aware.
I'm about to have some complaints to HR. I was going to say something to Rikzu, but okay. I'm good. If I know about it, then it's okay.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna leave Kamenka's room and find people of the group and just kind of, yo, dragon.
Yeah, so she... It's a... Yeah, Keylen kind of goes through two, like, very strange moments, like, almost in rapid succession. So the first is being, like, Kamenka knows, like, you... Now that, like, this has been made, like, aware... Now that you've been made aware, she knows, like, you have to go and, like, kind of deal with this. But she also has, like, that really weak grasp, like... I don't know if I'm going to see you again if you walk out that door, kind of holding on to you. And then as soon as you open the door back to the tavern... well, it's a lot brighter in the tavern than it was in her room, and then just like the smell of like smoke and alcohol being everywhere, as well as like people are backed up to the door. Nobody was listening. Nobody, even if they were, they wouldn't have been able to hear her. But like the energy is just like a complete 180 for you. Like, the real world. So you can see Belcor kind of hanging out by the front of the door. You see Riynor on the bar with Iados to your right, through the hole in the ceiling. Kylian and Larawen are kind of out in space. You do not see Laxmope.
All right, well, I'm gonna talk to the ones I can
You
see.
don't see Rikzu either, so you see Riynor and Belcor.
Okay,
On
I'll
opposite
go
ends
let
of the
them
room.
know, like, yo, we got a
Which one?
situation. Both. At some point, both of them.
Who would you go to first?
If whoever's closer, I guess Belcor.
Yeah, it'd definitely be Belcor. Yeah, and Keylen does not have dark vision, right?
I do.
Elena
Half
does. Damn it. Okay.
Half elf.
Make a
That's
perception
full elf.
check.
Definitely. Alrighty, let's use my dice. 11.
So you go out, you kind of tell Belcor, and you see Rikzu is out there, so he would, Rikzu, you would catch what Keelan's putting down, and you look up, and it's a quiet night. It was kind of stormy, like on your guys' travels here, but it cleared up on the last day, and it's other than like the Raucous Tavern and everything. It's a cloudy night, but nothing really catches your attention.
Right, well,
so Rikzu and Belcor you guys are kind of caught up that there's a bone dragon afoot, and Bruce, who is kind of like, yep.
to say, if we're planning on resting, we should take it back to the cave. We shouldn't rest in the city tonight. As many people as we can get into the cave base, the better.
What? You think the dragon's gonna attack us?
It's possible. The dragon's been watching us. It knows our moves. It knows where we're going. It knows what we're going to do.
Does the Iados know this?
Not yet. I'm gonna go tell him next.
This cave.
But we have a cave base not far from the city, just on the outskirts.
I don't think it can fit like 10,000 people. Unfortunately.
I don't think it could fit 100 people, but Laxmope isn't
get
there.
get the leadership and us over there. Everyone else should just stay in for the night. Don't go out too late.
Are we worried about it seeing us, or are we worried about it attacking us?
Both.
Yeah.
It's a
How many-
dragon.
How many people do we have for the attack?
In terms of like exact numbers, it's a lot. It's
Let's say we have 5 tribes, 2, 3 cities of like we've got a
What?
decent amount.
yeah,
What's the exact plan?
Is
so,
there an exact plan? That's a great
Yeah.
question, Charlie.
so
Is there a strike squad of any kind?
yeah,
Us.
you.
Us.
Yeah, so
Here.
the boys would have filled you in. The plan is basically like, from what has been drawn up, it is going to be basically to start attrition. Like, there's just no way really around that. It is just the odds outer force versus the Metro's outer force until there can be some kind of clearing where they can kind of punch you guys straight through to like the back line. So kind of the tanks and the AoE guys who just like lob shit. And that's where like the Metro and the Humble Dominion, some other characters you'll meet, that's where they kind of take those guys out and then get you guys actually in the fort itself. And then from there, nobody really knows what's going to happen. You guys have to find the odds.
It's just an all-out. There's no deception to it. It's just, you're just going out.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, they know we're coming. We know that they are sneaky bastards. And that's about all we know. So it's kind of waiting for an opening, taking it, and then somehow trying to find a bone dragon in a city, and also all the odds, which could be difficult or fairly easy depending on how bad they want to kill us. So
Yep.
Let you guys know. Whip us up a little bit of fog if we need it.
All right.
how many hit points are you sitting at, Charlie? Just out of curiosity.
55?
You say 85?
55.
Yeah, he
Not
was
bad.
when he first rolled it, he had like 30 or something, and I was like, that seems a little low, but let's wait until we put some points into your constitution. And then it like
Right.
because on D&D Beyond, you get your health before your stats for some reason.
Yeah.
So Keylen updates Belcor and Rikzu. Next up would be Iaros and Riynor, who are kind of like both hopping off the bar, and they're like shaking hands with people and getting drinks and such. And Keylen, how is she? I hope she's well. And he like reaches over behind the bar and gets a couple shot glasses. Mick, Mary?
No. We
And Mech, so you
we
see
need to talk.
Mechtild, the older halfling, come over with a bottle, and not now. And she just turns away and just walks away. What's wrong?
She'll be fine.
Excellent.
The dragon's watching us.
Fuck. He like jumps up real quick and poof, he misty steps outside again. So Belcor, Rikzu, and Bruce, you guys just see Iaros like appear like in front of you through like a misty veil, and he like kind of stumbles and looks around and goes, And goes, oh, fuck. And it turns to Bruce, who's like, he like rolls his eyes and he puts out his big cigar. Okay. Fuck. It doesn't even talk to you guys, just like walks back into the bar like that. Walks like from the back to the front, right back to where you are, Keylen. You see him come out like this. Like, yep, yeah, he's there. We need to get. God damn it, I'm drunk.
We need to get the leadership back to the cave. Have everyone else lay low tonight.
Yes. That, don't
Be prepared for anything.
Don't say that too loud. We need people getting their sleep tonight, and I don't mean that in my normal sexual way. I desperately mean normal sleep. We need them to be rested as much as they can be. Mech-tailed, and she goes, oh, you do know my name. This isn't the time for
Wake up.
jokes, which is also something I never thought I would say. The bar is closed. And you could hear a bunch of other people like, what? Yeah. The bar is... He, like... You're, like, right next to him. You can see him forcing a smile, which looks really off-putting on Iados. The bar is closed.
We have a big day tomorrow, people. We need to get some rest.
Very big. Eren, Donkala, Yarog, Snog, and you there.
Gemflower.
Gemflower, at the Metro, you know who you are. Gemflower, Joshua. Where is Rikzu? You're out front. I saw you. Gemflower, Joshua, Vesma, to the hideout, please. And who did I miss? Haran. All of these ash leaders to the hideout, please. Bruce, my faithful companion, will guide you. Everyone else to your quarters. No late night partying, or I will kill you myself. Please return to your quarters. And you can hear the collective sigh amongst the crowd as people kind of like, oh, well, this is it. Let's get whatever sleep we can. And Iados is like, yes, heads down, you know, get that sleep in before you get to where you are. And then you'll be tired by the time you get there. Jesus, I don't know what I'm saying. The fantastical equivalent of Jesus. I don't know what I'm saying. Bruce, Rikzu, Bethany, Belcor, please come with me. Pil Raiden, if you would, and if there are any shutters or anything he can like block the tavern with, he's like checking upstairs, making sure no one's hovering, and kind of covers things up, gets everybody to the. He'll get you guys to your hideout. So at this point it'll be all of the gang. So you guys plus not Hadrian, fuck, Kylian, Larawen.
He's not even here.
I know, but see, Kyle, the problem is he's up here. He's right here.
He lives rent-free in your mind.
He's rent-free, yeah. So, Larawen, Laxmope, Keylen, Kylian, Riynor, Rikzu, you guys are in the base, and it is, it's much nicer than when you left it. It could probably fit like 100, not 100. I'm sorry. It could probably fit like a good 50 people. Where it is right now, it's not connected to town, but they definitely made good use of the extra like wood and stone that you guys had left over from your raid, and all of these Zash leaders minus the Ratsum, I believe, were the
Tieflings. That seems right to me.
Yeah, because Kishki were the bugbears. Yeah. So the Tieflings are not there. But Dawn Caller, the leader of the Goliaths, Haran, and Molo. Haran is the Dragonborn leader of the Kobolds. Molo is the Kobold.
Nolo.
Snog and Borfa are of the Bugbear. and Yarog of the Centaur, as well as Splinter is he's still watching Kameka. Actually, he's still watching Kameka, which Keylen, you like talk with him before you guys leave. Like he'll stay right there. He ain't moving,
Yeah.
and neither is she, unless Primrose needs to go in, which she does frequently. Now that everybody's out, she can actually keep tabs on her. Gemflower, Joshua, Vesma, Pilraiden, Iados of the Metro, not Splinter, but Aran is there, as well as the which I think John, I think you mentioned her earlier, the deaf chick from the market, way back when you guys first came here. She's there. She
Fish lady.
still can't hear. Yeah. All of the leaders have assembled here, and for ease of DM, we're gonna keep it between Pilraiden and Iados, so I'm not doing 50 voices. Although if you press
Dude,
it, I will
50
do
voices.
my best. So everyone kind of assembles, and Pilraiden and Iados kind of get you guys in a ring with them, and then make sure everybody else is around that ring so everybody can hear each other, with a large round wooden table with very detailed mappings of the fort and kind of the battle plans that they had, where they were going to punch in on the northeast side and get you guys in the center where they think the dragon is going to be, likely with Vesna. Based on... Oh, and Gumtree. Gumtree is there as well. So they're all filled in on...
Hi, Jake.
They are filled in on like the weapons and what needs to happen. They know you guys have the weapon, one of the two sister weapons, and that those two need to be together to destroy them both, and then get some kind of vulnerability in the dragon out so you guys can take it out once and for all. So as everyone is encircled, Pilraiden, he like looks at Iados, and for the sake of it, Laxmope, you had placed Spot in one of the rooms in the hideout, and he's resting in fine. So Pilraiden looks over at Iados. Is it true? And Iados like, yep, he's out there and he's flying quite high, and I don't know what to do, quite frankly, and I don't think I'll be getting much sleep tonight, under a threat of impending fireball or being eaten. So this one's kind of on you, buddy. I would not let this show if I were not surrounded by the finest fucking warriors I've ever seen, and will hopefully fuck. But for now, it's in your hands. Pilraiden, go. I'll be quiet over here, staring at Bruce. Hello. And Pilraiden's like, alright. So we know it's watching us, and we'll probably be walking into a slaughter. And Belcar, you're also in the hideout. I don't know if I mentioned that. Belcar is with you. So tomorrow we're more than likely going to be walking straight into a slaughter. Anyone got any ideas? Yep, that's
Yeah.
that's about what we have too. Jack shit.
We try to kill the dragon tonight.
We're gonna get it out. How are we gonna get it out of the sky?
Like we mobilize
I-
now.
No, we have to take Vesna out before the dragon is vulnerable.
Oh, right.
How high is the dragon right now? Yadis.
It's baked.
High. I've never seen a bird of prey that high before. I was barely able to see him, and I'm astonishingly sure it was the dragon. I'm freaking out a
Cool.
little bit. I'm very scared.
I mean, we can't split our forces, right? Because if it's that high, it's going to be. It can literally see everything if it's that high. We can't sneak because the forest has been pushed back. We can't fly over because that's too much spell power. Can't teleport unless one of y'all got a new magic ability you haven't divulged yet.
Nope.
And Pilraiden like looks over at Gumtree. Anything? And he like steps up. Well, there was something I was
Gumtree.
What'd you say?
I said Laxmope's just like, God damn Gumtree. Like yes, and also how could you not have told me you've got this dope magic ability?
And he's like, well, I've been working on something, and I don't know how well it'll work with an army, but well, the short answer is we can have this tree here in Patuk, and basically walk right out of the tree right inside of Fort Yard, or around Fort Yard. I know they cleared out the trees, which is severely unfortunate, but it'll get us there quick, and maybe we can beat the dragon there.
Isn't that gate only open for 6 seconds? If you're gonna use the spell I think you're gonna use.
More powerful version. It's level 10.
Okay.
It's a little shaky. I can do it. The Fae can do it. And there's no Fae here. That's a little concerning. And Pilraiden is like, what? And he was like, he's been like talking with Yorog, the leader of the Centaur. Weren't they supposed to be here? No? Oh. That's fine. We'll still win, hopefully.
Wait, what the hell? What about the Fae? Who are the Fae? I know the Fae Queen or God or whatever, but what?
I have Fey ancestry.
The important thing is we focus on tomorrow. And on what was that word, Pilraiden? Victory. Yes. We need to focus on that one.
Oh, man.
Let me spend some time in the forest. I'll see what I can do, and I'll get back to you in a few hours.
Okay.
Gumtree out.
Moon walks backwards.
Yeah, everyone just like awkwardly watches him shuffle away. Like, oh boy.
Okay.
And so Pilraiden is like, all right, let's go ahead and not count on that one working. So we're going to have to walk up to Fort Yard, and they know where we're coming from, and they likely know our force size and our attack strategy.
I mean, do we just spear point and throw as many people's lives in the way as we can to get to the center? Do we wait for them to try to be brave and come here?
I was hoping not to do that, but no, they'll
if
just
Gumtree
re-seize the country.
if Gumtree can hold a portal open long enough, then and we can get the army through, that's hell of a surprise. We can catch him off guard.
He's a
I
very
don't know.
high-level caster, though. And... that's a little bit too metagame of an answer. Let me rewind that. He's as powerful as he is. I'm afraid that if that's a little beyond the pale of what he can do, then that might take him out for the fight, and we might need him to get us out if we can. I mean,
It might have to be a chance we have to take, though. If the dragon's already watching us, we're still a few days from Fort Yod.
and Iados,
They'll wipe
like,
us out
shifts-
before we even get there.
Iados like shifts some of the papers around, and he kind of like shows you guys the different strategies they had, and they weren't very good before they landed on just like spearheading, but pretty much all of them had like a get the fuck out plan, including the spearhead plan, and a big part of it was like Gumtree. Like he could at least get them obscured at the very least, so they could kind of retreat and replan. If we have to throw out any chance of escape, then there won't be anything left if this attack fails.
If the attack fails, we're done anyways. We might as well throw everything we have at it and take the chance.
If we portal through, we have the element of surprise.
Exactly.
We've also got a dragon that is how many thousands of years old that can fly at what I would assume is tremendous speed based off of how high it is in the sky. I don't.
We'd have that either way. But
I mean, we'd have a jump on it.
That and the portal way is we won't get picked off on the way. We're there.
I don't.
The fighting.
I don't think they're gonna pick us off on the way. I think they're gonna wait for us to come to their doorstep and annihilate us.
With the dragon, why not? We're sitting ducks on the road.
I mean, we were sitting ducks on the road for 3 days. Wouldn't they have done it by then?
Why hasn't the dragon attacked? It
hasn't been ordered to.
It's been maybe, but it's
Can I like?
Yeah.
Can at this point, Laxmope walk into Spot's room?
Yeah. So Laxmope will kind of step away, and Pilraiden he doesn't really acknowledge. He doesn't bring it like to attention or anything. He just keeps talking to you guys. It doesn't make any sense. Why wouldn't it? You saw it in Dracone as close as any of us. We know it's real. We know it's there. Maybe it's known about this since the beginning. Why hasn't it done anything? Is it just like right now?
I would assume it needs command.
Well,
would
why
say-
hasn't it been commanded?
I assume it needs sacrifice.
As
Why
you're
we're-
like walking away to Spot's room.
I mean, we were all thrown into a ring, right? To be fed to this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we know it's magical and is somehow connected to Venmo. But
Depositing pain into your bank accounts.
right. I don't know. What if it needs to be a ritual and it needs to be on the ground in which its domain is. And that's why they're all back at Fort Yod.
Don't know.
Yeah. Maybe it needs a sacrifice and is only doing reconnaissance.
But we can't
Out
just
here.
sit here either, though.
Right.
Well, tomorrow, come dragon or high water, the invasion is happening.
You guys have been coming for this long. How do you know they're still there?
Well, Spot was there this morning and got annihilated.
Not their army, but
You can kind of hear like some of the rest of the room who like they didn't know that quite yet. Pilraid and Iniatos are like, kind of wanted to segue into that.
So we want to hide information as we're going in with the leadership of our teams.
We didn't want to hide it, but we wanted to at least ease into it. Yes, it's our recon team went in and they were annihilated. It was. I don't know the story. There's no reason for me to make you think that I have answers that I don't have. Laxmope knows. Spot talked to him. What did he say?
Yeah, Gunther sent up a flare as they were approaching the city. Fang struck him down. Spot hid under bodies for I don't know how long and then crawled his way out. So, in terms of hundreds of men coming to kill 6 dudes, they've got enough force there. So, keep planning. I gotta go ask Spot a question.
Right, and so Pilraiden. So that's what we're walking into. So if that's what it is, then there really is no escape then. None of us could hide like Spot. That's why he was sent, because he could hide. So we'll have to... It's all or nothing then. There is no... He looks at Iatos and is like, there is no retreat. And Iatos has like a fantasy Sharpie, and you just hear him like... Let's see if I can find one real quick. You just hear like the cap come off, just... And he like scribbles out the big arrows that like point away from Fort Yod, and draws like a big arrow back into Fort Yod from the other side. Okay. So, the plan is to just go in willy-nilly?
Well, our willy-nilly strategy seems to work pretty well.
That's a good point. I'm approximately 13%. Why are you yelling at me from Spot's room? Go check on him. Go check on him.
Keep
So
sticking in his.
The question is if Gumtree can make a portal, if we're gonna jump through, or are we gonna march?
Right.
And so, one of the like plant roots that was kind of like hanging in and through your guys' like dirt walls, you can see Gumtree like step through the root, and he's like, I'm over here. And everybody like stops and like parts to like look at him. I'm not confident, but I'm relatively sure this could work. You there, what's your name? Molo.
No.
Would you come here? And you could see Molo like, hey, how's it going? Hey, hi. He still very clearly has like all of Dimitri's jewelry, and and it's also on his tail. And he's doing like over exaggerated hand movements to like really show off. So you want me to go in there, me there, because I can be over there, and I can scurry my way over here. Is that what you want? Yes, that's what I want you to do. Just walk into the root. Fuck. All right. So is it like the... And he, like, all the sound cuts off. And Gumtree's like, oh. And he, like, looks behind the root. Okay, he didn't lose any limbs. That's the important thing. You? I should know your name. But I don't. And it's Joshua, who's just like, and he's got like the big like katana sword and all that stuff. It's like, step forward. You. So Joshua steps up and kind of in the same way like is gone as he like passes through the root. And he's like, all right, I'll be right back. Hopefully. I know I can do this, but it's a matter of getting up. And he steps through the root and he's gone too. And Pilraiden is like, is just waiting. And so is Iados. Laxmope, you enter Spot's room. He's still knocked out. He's just breathing. His breathing is not labored. And he's just resting.
Spot. I've got a question for you if you're awake.
It's a real... he was like facing away from the door. And he like... rolls over. Yeah.
I promise I only have a couple more questions. But how did you know that the dragon was watching?
I saw it take flight, and they were. That was the last words to the goblins. Damn it! That was the last words to the half orcs before they were killed. They knew. They've always been watching, and he's watching now.
Do you have any idea on why they haven't attacked us yet?
That's a bloody good question, mate. No.
All right. Well, thanks for answering my questions. I'm sorry to keep disturbing you.
Wait.
Yeah.
Can you... He, like, points to, like, one of the, kind of the dirt walls. Can you dig a hole? I'm so uncomfortable in this bed.
Yeah, let me see real quick. I'm sure I could do it physically, but I don't know if I have a spell that would help with that.
It doesn't... He's not very big.
Yeah.
You could probably just punch a hole.
Sure. I'll take out like my hammer and like clear out a section.
Yeah, the dirt kind of like rains down on him, and he like smiles a little bit and just kind of slithers in his hole and is like almost knocked out immediately. Kobolds, man.
Gotta live at holes if you're a kobold.
He like, that's so much better.
If there's anything else, just let me know. You deserve a good rest.
And he like falls asleep between the Thank and you.
Yeah.
And so Laxmope, you come back out, and Gumtree, Joshua, and Molo each like step back through the route, and Gumtree, hot diggity, I think we got a ticket in. And Pilraiden goes, that's what I needed to hear. All right. This is the new plan, boys. Gumtree opens up as close as he can get to the fortress. And we just rain hell. There's no way that they're going to expect it as soon as we can get there. How far can it go? I should be able to get us there. I'm familiar with all the trees in the forest. Yes, I know. I should have brought it up before, Laxmope. No, that's fine.
So
He'll get us
powerful.
there. He'll get us there. He'll open it up. Even if the dragon is watching us or if he sees us, we'll have some time. And we'll have a backline of archers ready to take out the dragon if it makes any kind of attack to try and get it off of our backline. The plan is the same as before, but a little bit faster. And Iados goes, I am not going to make a joke. And everybody stops to look at him. What?
What?
And even Gumtree is like, don't you always have... And Iados is like, yeah, I'm going to let Pilraiden be the leader on this one, even though I never got to finish my statue in Krolik. And Pilraiden is, you did what? You were using resources for... We're going to keep with the plan. Tomorrow, team leaders, get everyone in line. We'll charge the forest. The dragon will just think we're just running for it, and that we'll be dead tired by the time we get there. What he won't see is that we won't be running through. We'll be there. And that's when we begin.
Great. I can make 160 diameter fog cloud. Would that be beneficial?
Yes. Put that in the forest right when we leave. And then, can you do it again?
Yeah. I can make smaller ones. Would that be beneficial?
I think once we get there, they're going to know pretty quick. Let's save it for when we depart. So,
Oh, okay.
we'll get up. Team leaders, get your teams in line. Tell them to just run into the forest. And don't stop running until they see Fort Yod in their sights. Laxmope, cover us with fog, and the dragon won't know what's happening. I'm going to repeat what Iados said. There's no shame if you back out now. If anyone does not want to go, now is the time. Because tomorrow you could disrupt the entire operation. Laxmope, are you in?
I mean, shit. Kill some nobles? Why the fuck would I back out now?
That's right. Keylen, Riynor,
I'm in. Aye.
Rikzu.
I do like these two nobles, just to clarify. I'm sorry to kill the moment. I just...
Gumtree. I got it. They're my grandsons. Pilraiden again. They're your... Rikzu.
Yeah. I'm here.
And, Belcor, is it? Are you in?
Yeah.
And then Larawen and Kylian. Yay.
They're out. They're out.
Yeah. No.
No, no.
Larawen
Too
is
rich.
like, I might come. I might not.
I'll
You'll
tell
know
you
if-
I'll be there, but not show up.
You'll know if I'm there, then you'll know.
Oh,
If
Chris.
not, you'll
If
also
not,
know.
I left tonight when it was convenient for me. And the Pilraiden is like,
And if
that's
I
all
show
could
up in the
ask.
middle, I changed my mind.
Right.
God, Lorwyn comes to save the day.
Okay.
I
So,
would quit.
with
You
that,
would quit.
then, we will plan for next session being the invasion.
Woo.
Fuck yeah, boys!
Nice.
It comes to a close.
That's right. Plan right now is to run through a portal to get straight to the fort.
Yep.
Goddamn right, boy.
I've heard worse.
So, I will stop recording since that's the end of the session.